Looking at our warm-up for today. Turn this on so this thing follows me around here a little bit. There we go. All right. I have these like fractions. Now, like fractions are really nice. Why? Why are they nice? Taya? They already have a denominator that is the same. So all I have to do is add the numerators. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And that's not right because it's not on there. So I have 8 over 4 because I just bring the denominator over. I don't add the denominators. Okay, it's different than when multiplying, right? So I get an answer of 2. What about this like fraction? Orlando, what'd you get here for this like fraction? Add the numerators. 8 over 8, which equals 1. Again, I just bring the denominator over, add the numerators. So those are nice because they're like fractions, but unlike fractions aren't as kind. Okay, talk to your partner about these unlike fractions, and when you do, same thing. You could talk about the denominator, how they found a common denominator. I noticed that, or I agree or disagree. You also could say, so what you said was. So go ahead, listen to your partner, 1 minute.
So when adding fractions, you have to find the denominator.
What about you? What'd you get? You're not feeling well? Stomach? You're in a fever, you think? No? You make it the rest of class, or do you want to go down? You okay? Love having you here. Okay. So here, unlike fractions, Ben, what do I have to do? Step 1. So I'm going to set mine up like this because I notice that, man, some of us, it's interesting how we find or how we set up our fractions. To me, this makes sense. So I have equals here. So I'm going to find a common denominator of 42. And how I did that is just took 6 times 7. So now I ask myself, how many times does 6 go into 42? 7. 7 times 3? 21. The reason why I put it equals there is that these fractions are the same. They're both 1/2. Do you guys see that? That 21, if I add it twice, I get 42. But I can't figure out how to add these together until I have a common denominator. That's just how fractions work. But they're literally the exact same fraction. So here I bring up the 42 as my common denominator. 7 goes into 42 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Now I can bring down my common denominator, which is 42. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. That's dumb. And so now I just add my numerators and I get, 33 over 42. Because 12 plus 21 equals 33. I can reduce this, by the way.
It's 11/14.
Yes. And now how do I know that 3 goes into both? Is I just add the digits. Here I get 6, so 3 goes into that. Here I get 6, 3 goes into that. So, So this also equals 11. That would be the best, simplest form answer. Questions about like fractions? Super easy. We like them a lot. Unlike fractions, not as simple.
Oh, I read it wrong. I didn't think you were saying like. Remember, I thought you were saying go ahead and add these like you were just fractions.
Oh.
And, you kind of.
The way you guys use the word like. No, not that way. That was fun. Like, like fractions, like, like, oh my God. Like, oh. That's what Ben was thinking. But no, Ben, that's so funny.
I screwed up because of that. Okay,
all right. Any questions about this? Okay, next. Real quick. Hey, Sub said you guys were great. She really enjoyed 8th hour. Thank you. And I seriously mean that. It was awesome. That Cam was gone because then you guys were beautiful because, she had a volleyball game. If you didn't finish your quiz, today you're going to get a chance to do that. You're also going to get a chance to fix it. We did not do well on that. I think some of us rushed. I don't know if you all watched the videos. Some of us were confused about what's a like fraction, what's an unlike fraction. Okay? And you need to know those terms. This is a little bit of review. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah, the homework.
Mm-hmm. We're going to go over it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Turn to page 70, please. Page 70.
Oh my God.
Yep. Okay, so wanted to go over the homework because there was some definite misunderstandings here. I would say that we did really well on 28 and 30, 31 of them. These two we did really well on. Now, multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identities tells me if I multiply by something, and then almost immediately after I divide by the same thing, what happens?
It goes with 0.
It equals 1. So here, I'm multiplying by 2/7, but then later on I'm going to divide by 2/7. Like literally, I'm going to multiply and then I'm going to divide. So we know that these cancel each other out, so my answer is just 9. Now I'm going to show you over here how that works. So just to make sure that you understand, because I'll just put easy numbers in. So let's go 2 times 3 divided by 2. So what's 2 times 3? 6 divided by 2?
3.
Let's see. If I do this, what do I get?
3.
The reason why is if I multiply by 2 and then later on I divide by 2, literally I'm equaling 1 because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So they actually cancel each other out to equal 1. So here I saw that you guys saw that right off the bat. And then here we did a great job at recognizing multiplicative identity. Those two, they cancel each other out. Okay, 4.9 divided by 4.9, 1. So my answer is 5.8. 29, multiplying by 3/8 and then multiplying by 8/3. Same thing, right? Because this is going to give me 24. Multiply those, I get 24. What's 24 over 24?
1.
1. So you see all those steps that a lot of you did here in 30, in 29? I can multiply this by that first. Why is that?
Because they're on parentheses.
No.
Because multiplication is a
Community property. Community property says I can do whatever I want in whatever order I want. I did this times that because it's all multiplication. So these two equal 1, cancel out. Now this one is more difficult. Taylor.
Would you have to -4 times something?
Yeah, -4 times that would be your answer. Does that make sense? So your answer here is -14.
Oh, I got it.
Huh?
I said I just did 14.
Okay. This one's harder. Talk to your partner about this. Do you see the multiplicative identity over here?
No.
Riley says, nope, I solved it, baby.
I think I might see because there are 2 tenths, and then 1 also has.
So this one's harder. So here it is. I like what you're thinking, Max. That was not bad. Multiply by 5. Multiply by 0.2. Multiplying by 0.2 is the same as dividing by 5.
What?
Right? Because dividing by, does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I have 1 and I divide by 5, that's what I get. It's the same as dividing by 5. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I don't know how to explain it. But yes, multiplying by 5 and multiplying by 0.2 is the same as dividing by 5. I know, that one's hard though. But it's good math practice, right? So really, in the end, that goes away, that goes away. Commutative property says I can do that right off the bat. So I get negative 1.3 times negative 6. So I get a positive answer.
Is it equal because 5 divided by 1 divided by 5 equals 2?
Equals 0.2.
And then the 0.5.
Yes. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. And that's why 1/5 is, right? 1/5 is this. Yes.
So with division, and if they're far away, let's say you're doing I don't know, if you're doing.
See, she uses the like word a lot. You just said it 5 times. Keep going, Lulu. I'm following you.
So if.
No likes. No likes.
If you have a division problem,
It is so hard to talk without like. No, just go for it. Just talk.
Okay.
It's for you, English.
You have a division problem, and the multiplicative identities are far away from each other. Can you just cancel it out?
Oh boy, that's a great question. No. This is what Lulu's saying this. That's a really good question. She's saying, let's say I have that. Darn it. Let's say I have this as a question. 8 times 4 minus 7 times 1/4 times 8. Okay. You see the opposites, right? Here. But there's a problem.
And 8.
I'm subtracting in between. So it doesn't work here. PEMDAS would tell me this doesn't work. It has to be all multiplication or division. Does that make sense? Then it would work. As soon as I add addition or subtraction, multiplicative identity doesn't work. I can't be like, oh, sweet, yeah. No, that doesn't work here.
Oh, gee whiz.
Good to know.
Does that make sense?
You don't say.
Because of this.
8 times minus 7.
Yeah.
So that's the problem that doesn't have an answer.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mr. Barnett. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, today. So, we have a good half hour of work. So, you're answering these questions. Cam's the only one. Is there anyone else who wasn't here on Friday? Oh, no, Thursday, you, Jackie. You were gone on volleyball too, right? So just the two of you? And Kendra. Did anyone else miss Thursday? You already took the test? You haven't. All right. So I need to meet with those two to show them the integer product game. The rest of you guys. A, list one strategy you used for the product game. It's all on page 65. B1, B4, D1, D2, and E. Then what are you doing? You're going to go to your email, see what you got for a score. If you don't like your score, go back to Google Classroom, take it again. And in your score, you're going to be able to see what you missed and got right. So that should help you. Axel.
Liam, David, and I weren't here in the time to do the
We did the test. Yeah,
All right, so come up here.
I don't think we did the game.
We did the test.
Okay, come up here. You didn't do the game. Come on up. The rest of you get going on this.
What game? I'm trying to.
Come on up. Come on up, Max. I don't care. Come on up. I like.
I made the F on the board for failure, and it made it so I won. Yeah,
Where did I put it? Okay, whoa, Max. Shh. Okay, so if you know how to play it, then get going on the work, okay? Okay, take a seat, guys. Take a seat. Okay, so this is a pretty fun game. It's basically a multiplication and division game. You start off with multiplying, and then you end up turning it into division. The idea is it's like a tic-tac-toe board. You try to get 4 in a row.
You said idea.
That's my main accent. Sorry. That's what. How funny. I haven't said that. You know what? This weekend I was hanging out with like 10 people from Maine. So that's probably why it came out. I dare. How funny.
Was this supposed to help on the quiz?
A little bit.
The problem is 3.4.
Okay. Shh. That it's investigation 3.
No.
So, first thing I do is I just put them up anywhere I want to start. So it'd be like negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. I go find negative 6. Okay. So then Axel will get a chance. Let's say I was playing against Axel. He can move 1 paper clip, but not both.
Oh, do I move it?
Mm-hmm. So now he goes to 3 times positive 3, which is negative 9. Okay. So now I want to get one of these over here because I want to get 4 in a row, right? So let's say if I wanted 2, is there any way to get 2 using these? Mm-mm. Is there any way to get negative 5? No. Any way to get negative 16 using negative 3 or 3? 3 doesn't go into that. See how it becomes a division game? What about... I could go at an angle here. I can get 4. I know, I thought about that, but then I can't get 4 in a row. What about 25? 3 doesn't go into. 3 doesn't go into that. 18, I could go this way. 18, 3 goes into there, right? So I can move this to positive, because I'm only allowed to move 1. Positive 6.
Oh, you're allowed to move it anywhere?
On that list. So now Axel has 9. So now he's looking to try to go this way, up and down. So he has it on 3 or 6, and he can only move 1, cannot move both. Sticking with 3, going to negative 1 to get negative 3. Whoops. All right. So now I see what he's doing. I'm on negative 1. Ooh. No. Because I was just going to move it to 1, but that would be negative 1, and I want positive 1. 8. There is an 8 up here. I'm on 3. 3 doesn't go into 8. Maybe I can block him. Oh, yeah, I can. So I'm going to go to 1 and 3. And I'm going to block him right there. Booyah. I'm a bully math teacher. Yeah. And so he goes to 4. 1 times that is 4. So now he's going down. Now he's got a 4. So I'm going to go to positive 2. 8. Now look at this. I will need 1 more. Right. So now he knows to stay away from the factor 1, right? He gets 12. Whoa. So now look. Now, this is what I start thinking now. I start thinking like, 4 and 3 are safe for there and safe for there. Now I have to be careful of my other factor, making sure that it can't go in there and can't go in there, but...
Good luck. Yeah, because there's no 10 on there, so 1 couldn't.
Oh, 25 is the hard one. Probably.
I think that's pretty safe. Just gonna continue. Okay. Do you guys get the game?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go.
Get one, right?
Huh?
You can't get one, right? Because that's not.
Well, no, you can get one because you have to get. Oh.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. You can't. Because you can't go -1 times -1. There's only one.
Good job on that.
Oh, I totally lost. I didn't realize that. Nice job. Okay. I just stuck myself there in that corner. All right. You guys get the game, though? All right. No. You're not going to play the game. You're going to answer questions about the game. Well, it's not boring. I actually like it. It's a pretty fun game. If you play it right.
Should we grab a Chromebook and just
No. Answer these questions first.
And then you give
Yeah. Just skip A. Just skip A.
Do one. Don't go up the one.
That's a good strategy. Stay away from the product 1. Hey, Ben and Warren, what's going on?
We were talking about that, but he's like,
Okay. Shh. Yes. Okay. What you want to do now? Go grab a computer. Okay. Go to your email, check your score, and then possibly retake the question because I don't remember what you got, James. Be right there, Orlando.
I will do that after I solve this problem.
You have to. Yep. All right. On responses, let's now start with the word restated. Okay, good. Just restate that. You're saying to do. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Bingo. Good. You're good to go. Nice. So go check your score, log in, and then you need to take it again.
check with you before we...
Yeah, I'd like to check your work. Yeah. You didn't have to do C. That's a word on the easy ticket. Good work. You got the easy ticket though.
So what does it mean by like which pair?
So that's a product. So what pair of paper clips in your file?
Oh.
Pretty.
Okay. Yeah.
Just looking for that strategy and making sure that you understand well negative times negative on this. Okay, so wait, let's look at this one here. I love your thinking. So what they're saying here is if this is the product, which it means the answer, how would I get 5 from a multiplication?
5 times 1.
Boom. That's what they're looking for. So they're looking for 5 times 1, and what's the other way?
5 times 1 or 1 times 5.
Okay, you can do that, yeah. There's another way.
I would probably,
What about negatives?
I know, negative 10 times 2, no. Negative 10,
Just think it's just like this, except
okay, negative 5 times 2, or 5, no.
what would I multiply negative 5 by to get a positive 5?
Negative 1.
Because a negative times a negative equals a
Positive.
positive. So that's just B1, and then what was the other? It's B4, right? And then
Yeah, but then we need to do something else.
Oh no, I'll go back. So
No, it's okay.
negative 25. How would I get negative 25 using these numbers right here?
Negative 5 times negative 5.
What's a negative times a negative?
Negative 5 times positive 5.
Yep. Yep. And you can go on to those. You done, Elena? You done? Then. Yep. Just want you to practice restating that question, right? Done? Ooh. Okay, let's say I have 12, 4, and 3 marked out. What am I trying to get at? So if I'm on 25, what am I thinking now about down here where the things are? Why do you do that? Okay. Could you also think, if it's on 5, if I have one table group on 5, see why you can call it the division game too? She said 20. Yes, B4, you can't, there isn't a factor of negative 25. But yes, it works. I know what you're saying. It does work. You wouldn't do that. You would do, so you'd say this. It can be called the division game because 4 times that, but then also 12 divided by 4. Like if I'm trying to get 12, and I look down here, and she has, let's say she has around negative 3. 12 divided by negative 3 is, so then I would have to move my paperclip to negative 4. So that's why she says it can also be called division, right? Because you're going to use strategies for multiplication and you're going to use strategies for division. If you want to retake it, you got to go back into the classroom and click on it. And you got time. It's only going to take you 10 minutes to retake it. Maybe less. It's only 8 questions, right? Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's kind of what you're doing. Yes. Yes, exactly. Bam.
So we pick it up saying the same thing.
No, you can't. That's why 1 doesn't work. Okay. Please don't start sentences with because. Restate. What was that question, Max? What was your question?
I didn't ask the question.
I said, what was that?
Google. check your email. Your email will have your score. Oh wait, did you take it yet?
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Okay, so your email will have your score. Okay, and then from there you can decide if you want to retake it. Okay, now you're good. I just wanted the same thing, don't. If it says wrong, you gotta think. Wait, hold on. Think about what. I want you to go to your warm up. Go to your warm up. Go to your warm up. Addition then is not like multiplication. Okay. Bingo. Good. You want to check your score? Go to your email. Yeah. Email has your score.
So I saved my test. I will do it. Or just go back to it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to save. Will it? Or does it? You can go check.
No, in yesterday's class, I did the thing. I think it was like a survey test or something, like Campbell or something like that. And it didn't say no work.
Nah, you're not thinking. No, you're not thinking right, girl. You know what you're doing? What could I say as a scaffold? So you got two numbers, right? Okay. If I move one off from that number no longer exists. I'm going with a new number. One sec. Let me just check him. Now I'm going back. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Is that right?
I'm so confused.
Can you add like fractions without a common denominator?
That's what I got wrong. So
Yeah, I got that
I
one
just
wrong.
if you, but you, before you make the denominator common, you can't add them.
Is the denominator already common?
I got these first two wrong.
Is it in a like fraction?
Like before you.
Yes. You do not have. You have the same denominator in a like fraction.
So common denominator.
A common denominator does not mean that the two fractions have the same denominator. A common denominator means it's a number that they both can go into.
That makes sense.
That's what you guys.
Ah.
That's what you guys are misunderstanding.
Okay.
Is you're misunderstanding what a common denominator is. A common denominator is not a like denominator.
How do you do corrections?
You retake it.
You retake the entire thing.
Yeah, you retake the entire thing. Hey, you're gonna put the effort in, right? I make you put the effort in. Yeah.
So is the
Yeah, you don't have enough time to take it now, but you can take it at home. Yeah, it'll be fine. You can take it at home. It's on the Google Classroom. Okay. You just go on there. There's a video. There's videos. There's 2 videos, and then there's the quiz below. So what I would do right now is I would start on the videos.
Is it that I sent you this one?
That was nope. That's an older one. Maybe you didn't take it. You didn't take it on Thursday. So you want to go to the classroom and take it then.
I'm in the classroom.
Okay. So just scroll down. What's up?
No, what do you mean? I'm in.
Ah.
know the answer.
Scroll down. I can't scroll down.
Okay. So do you get this now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you gotta fix that. You gotta fix that, right? You gotta go back to Google Classroom and just click on the quiz and you take it. You love it.
No.
It's come on, you're so connected with like how you run through your social media.
I don't use social media. Social media is
Do you
stupid.
even
Well, you have YouTube,
It's not social media.
but it kind
That's a
of.
place to watch stupid YouTube videos of people failing in video games.
I
No,
love
but you
watching
can post
this.
things
well,
on there and you
not-
can comment.
No, you can watch people road rage.
Not a conversation. Okay.
That's absolutely a conversation.
Oh, you're done?
Oh.
So 5 minutes to speak to do the
You want to
thing.
open this?
Oh.
Hey Google, you want to open this classroom? I am on free algebra. Yeah, I've been.
Okay, you done? Okay. So then I got. If you finish with the retake, tell me because I have a handout for you.
Wait, I don't have a quiz. All it says is mark is done.
So do I
Very
retake it?
inefficient.
Right there. You done? It's up to you to retake it.
Like what is your grade?
A B.
Oh, this is
8.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'll get it back to you. I'll get it back to you tonight.
Oh god.
God, I see so many kids.
I'm so confused.
Because you're confused because you're forgetting that one paper clip stays. I can only move one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That question, kids were so like adamant. They were like, "That is right." No,
I'm so confused.
it's not. Because look. So the paper clip is on -3 and -2. You want to get a product of -6. Which move would you do? Move a paper clip from -3 to +2. That means I go off from -3, I go to +2, so now my combination is 2 and -2. And you were so adamant. Right? You're only doing, you saw the 2 and you're like, oh yeah, that's by negative, but I just took it off -3. Yeah.
So to retake the test, you just open it up.
Yep, you just open up, sign in, and do it again. You're done. Did you do your, did you have to do a retake? Or you were just taking a test? Huh? Oh, that's really sad. That's called wait, baby. That's a wait. No plan or pass. How you doing on this? You getting there? Good news is, Jacob, we have like 5 minutes. No. But this is exactly, if you think about how division and multiplication work together, this is exactly why that girl called that game the division game, right? Because this is what you're doing in that game. That's why. Similar properties, right? It's like, you know that a division problem,
I have a question.
a division problem has a quotient, right, as an answer. This is the product of a multiplication, and this is a divisor or what I multiply by. So if I switch it up into multiplication, that is my product. This is a quotient to the answer of this divided by that. So they're just connected. That's why I want you to do that, is to practice that connection.
Under write down your email, I would assume it means write down your email.
School. Schoolie. Yep.
I wonder how I got that.
Done?
I can't use this keyboard.
Wait a minute. This is not.
Yep.
I feel like my keyboard's messed up.
All right, guys. I'm going to ask you,
My keyboard's messed up.
you want to put away the computers, log out?
Why is my keyboard set up for the UK? That's weird.
We have about 3 minutes to get through the exit ticket and homework.
Why did it bring me to kite?
You can just log out.
It brought me to kite.
You can just log out.
Let's look at kite. No, I can't. It's a full screen. I can't do anything.
Can you escape?
I don't know even what this is. What is this? Screw this test.
Okay, the paper that a lot of you grabbed goes in resources. Okay, that I gave to you. Elena, yeah, we're not going anywhere yet, bud. Get your planners out.
My planner out. Come on, put it on the screen.
I'm waiting.
The answer to one of the questions was maybe, but that doesn't make sense because maybe can answer any
Resources.
question. Am I going to die in 2 years?
Oh my God.
Maybe.
You have an answer for a question.
It's very good.
It's here. I don't even know. I don't know what's
Okay, so, guys, just remember, I am super understanding. If you come in and you're like, Mr. Cron, I'm missing some homework. Can you help me out? I will say, absolutely, I will help you out. Show me your planner. If you've been writing down the homework in the planner, I will go to the planner and I'll say you're missing this one and you're missing that one. If you're not doing that part of your job, I'm not as friendly. I'll just be like, well, you can go to Google Slides, go grab a computer, log on to Google Slides, and figure out what you're missing. Because my job isn't to remind you. My job is to help support you. But if you're not going to support yourself, I'm not going to support all of it, okay? So please use your planner to write down your homework. There it is. Problem 1 on page 66. That's for tonight. And then here, your opponent puts a paper clip on -4. List 4 products that you can form with a -4. So you got to tell me the products and then what were the pairs of numbers. Someone give me one of them. James? So he said -4, and the 2 that he used is -4 and 1. Bingo. Yes.
0.
There's no
You can't get it on the game.
Damn.
Yes.
2 ways.
Huh?
-4 times 2 equals -8.
So the product would be -8, and the 2 numbers you used were -4 and 2.
Mr. McCown, where's copy it from my class?
Anybody else? Ben?
-12.
How'd you get -12?
-4 times +3.
-4 times +3. So you can get lots of products. That's only 3. You need to have 4 examples. I'm going to be checking it.
Yeah,
Okay.
What?
I'm checking your exit ticket. 4 examples. That's what it asked for. Yep, you're good.
Wait, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, you have to check it.
Yep. 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 Yep.
I did it on the wrong thing.
Yep. Write it on your exit ticket.
Write
on your exit
I want to
ticket.
recopy it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yep. Max,
I already have
put it on your exit ticket. There we go. Thank you, Max. I appreciate that. That's where it needs to be. You need a list of products, and you need to list the pairs.
I got it.
You got to do the product and the pairs. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you're almost there. Almost there. Product and pairs. Product and pairs. You're good, Maya. I already checked your product and pairs.
Okay, I got it.
Product and pairs. Product and pairs. What? Yeah, go. I will. Product and pairs.
Thank you.
Product and pairs.